Before anybody hires you, they do this. They go over to Google and they type in your name or your company's name. And if nothing shows up, or worse, something that looks outdated, unprofessional, or hard to navigate, then you might lose the opportunity before you even get a reply. This is exactly why having a portfolio website changes everything. And you may already have a social media account, which is great for discovery, but it's not really built for people to hire you or to find out about your services quickly. Posts get buried, profiles will look cluttered, and none of their potential questions are answered unless they randomly happen to click on the right post. But a portfolio website gives you full control. Your brand, your layout, your offerings, all in one clean place. It's your first impression, and it builds massive trust with clients. And here's the best part. Making a portfolio website nowadays is so quick and easy. You can make one with no coding and no expensive software, just a few photos and a simple prompt. So how do we build one? Well, the first step is to choose the right tool. If you Google AI website builder, you'll get results like Lovable, Claude, Base44, and so on. And they're all good sites. But the problem with them is that they're mainly made to build web apps and not websites. With these, after you chat back and forth and finally get a site that you like, you then have to download the code, upload it to GitHub, and then you have to go somewhere separate to get a domain name and hosting, and then finally import the site, which can often break it. So this is why I don't recommend any of these. I've tried all the different AI website builders, and by far the easiest experience and the best results have come from Hostinger's AI website builder. Why? Well, number one, you can easily secure a free domain name with Hostinger all in the same place. And number two, it just asks for your brand name and a descriptive prompt where you can just put in some info about your company, as well as any color schemes or styles that you like. And number three, after it instantly builds you a site, you can easily tweak it with their visual builder. No more chatting back and forth to make a change to a photo or a simple text. Okay, so step number one is done. We've chosen our tool, and I think Hostinger's AI website builder is the perfect choice. So how do we get started? So just go ahead and click on the very first link in the description, and that will take you here to my landing page with Hostinger. And this is what's going to get you the biggest discount that you're going to find anywhere on the internet for your hosting. And you need hosting in order to own your own website. Web hosting is basically just a server where you store all of your website files. And this server is connected to the internet and running 24/7. That way, anyone can visit your website at any time. If you don't get web hosting, then you'd have to build a server in your house somewhere. It'd have to be connected to the internet. It's a lot of maintenance, and you'd have to keep it running 24/7. So I really don't recommend that. That's why we pay for web hosting, and it's set up instantly. And you'll know you're in the right spot whenever you see the Create a Pro website coupon code applied right here, as well as my face right down here. So let's just go ahead and click Start Now. And here's where we can choose a plan. And the plan that we're going to be going with is the business plan, because this is going to get you the AI website builder, as well as up to 50 websites. You get a lot more storage. You also get a free CDN, which really helps speed up your website and help it load a lot faster. So I highly recommend the business plan. So I'm just going to click Choose Plan. And here's where you can choose a billing cycle. Now, the longer months that you go with, like 48 months, is going to get you the biggest discount. But if you're not ready to commit to that right away, the shortest that I recommend going with is 12 months. Because 1 month just really isn't enough time to get traction to your website, and you're getting a free domain name for 12 months anyway, so you might as well have your hosting match that. And you still save a ton of money, and it's only $4 a month. So you can see over here, we've got our 12-month plan, and we've got our daily backup, which is free, our domain name, which is also free, and free domain privacy protection. And again, just make sure that you've got this Create a Pro website coupon code applied, and that'll get you an extra 10% discount on top of the already existing discount. So let's go ahead and click Continue. And then just put in your email and password to register an account. I've already got one, so I'm just going to log in. And from here, just go ahead and put in your billing details, and then just click on Continue. And then you can just put in your card info right here. I've already got my card saved, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Submit Payment. Cool, your payment's done. Now we can just click on Get Started. And from here, we're just going to say Create a Website, and then click Next. And then from here, we're going to choose the middle option, which is the website builder, where you start with AI and then you can customize with the drag and drop editor. So then just go ahead and click next. And now we can move on to our next step, which is to get a free domain name. So to get your domain name, just go ahead and type one in. I just did dalesportfolio.com, and you can see it's free right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and select it and then just click next. And then just make sure that your details are correct and click finish registration. Cool, so now it's securing your new domain name. So just go ahead and give this a minute. Awesome, and now we can move on to creating our website with AI. So from here, you can just simply type in a prompt. You can also click design a portfolio, but I'm just gonna go ahead and paste in the prompt that I wrote earlier. And it's pretty simple. It's just a clean, professional, modern portfolio website that includes a hero section, featured work, skills, about, testimonials, my process, and a contact section in that order. And then I also mentioned that I want the style of the website to have this color scheme. And I just selected some colors that I really like that match Create a Pro website. And if you want to make your own color scheme, just go over to a new tab and type in coolers.co. And from here, you can just click Start the Generator. And it will automatically generate a color scheme. And if you don't like it, you can just go ahead and click the space bar and it will generate a new one. And if there's a color that you like, you can just click the lock symbol like this. And then you can click the space bar again and it will generate new ones based off the colors that you locked. Or you can just come over here and click change color. And then you can just select a new one. And then I'll just change this last one to black. And then all you have to do is just copy these color codes. But I've already got some in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. Cool, so now you can just go ahead and click on this little arrow. And then it will generate a website for you within a minute. And just like that, it generated us a website without doing any work. And if for whatever reason that you don't like this website, you can just go ahead and click create again. So it gave me the name Blue Canvas Portfolio for my brand name, so I can just go ahead and change that. I'll just put my name. And I'll change the prompt a little bit to say a personal portfolio website for a web designer. And then we can just create the website again. And just like that, it's making a new one. And now this one is looking a lot better. This is a much better template that I can start from and just drag and drop and replace the images and the text. And it's even got a contact section down here at the bottom. And if you click on the little mobile symbol, you can see what it looks like on mobile. And it's looking great. It's already optimized for mobile devices, which saves us a ton of time. So let's go ahead and edit it. So we're just going to click on continue. And here we are inside of the website builder. So you can see that we've got our header with our navigation bar, we've got our hero section, a portfolio section, and so on. So the builder is really simple to use. Let's say you want to delete something. You just go ahead and click on it, and then just click the trash can. And I'm going to do the same for this one as well. And if you want to replace an image, just go ahead and click on it. And you can either generate a new image or you can just add your own by clicking on change image. And we'll just say upload files. And then I'll just select my image right here and then click open. And then I'll just choose it right here. Awesome, super simple. And you can also resize images by dragging on them like this, or you can make them bigger or smaller by dragging on the corner. And if you want to change your text, you can just go ahead and click on it and just type right on the screen. And if you want to undo anything, you can just click on Command Z if you're on a Mac, or you can click Control Z on Windows. And you can also duplicate text. So you can just click on it and then click on the duplicate button. And then we can just drag this down a little bit. And I'll put in here web designer. And we'll just change this from a heading 1 to maybe a heading 2. And we'll just make it white. And you can also change the text size as well by just highlighting it and then changing it right here. So now let's go ahead and change our button. So again, you can make it bigger or smaller by just clicking and dragging. And then you can just click on Edit Button. So I'll just change this button text to View My Work. And then you can put your link to where you want this button to go right here. So right now it's set to web address, which you can put in right here. Or you can change it to a specific page on your website, or it'll jump down to a new section, email, phone number, anything that you want. But I'm going to leave it blank for now. And then you can also change the style. So we can change our normal fill color right here. And I'll just make this maybe a lighter blue, something more like this. And we can also change the text color right here. And I'll just change that to maybe a black. And you can also change the hover color as well. So whenever I hover over it, it gets darker, which I actually kind of like. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. But if you go back to normal, you can change other stuff like the text size like this, or you can add a border to it as well. And as well as changing your text font right here. And I'm actually going to change mine. I'll change it to this one. Cool. So I think that's looking a lot better. And you can also do an animation for the button as well. So if we go back to edit the button and you click on animation, you can do a fade where it fades in like that, or you can do a slide or a scale. And this is just the intro animation whenever you first load your website. I kind of like slide, so I'm going to pick that. Now let's just go ahead and change our background color. So I'm just going to click on this section back here and we'll say edit section. And you can see that we can do a color, an image, or a video. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do just a simple color. So I'll just change that here. I kind of like a simple white, so I'm going to go ahead and change my text to black. I think that's looking a lot better, much cleaner. And editing each section is really just as simple as that. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same method to edit the rest of these sections. Okay, so I went ahead and edited the rest of the site. I've got some examples of my work here, and I just duplicated these images and added a few more, as well as my services. And I've got an about section, and I used a PNG image here. And I've also got some testimonials and my process. And I added in these little arrows by just going over here to elements, and then I just pick shape and just drag it in. And then you can select any shape that you want, and you can change the color as well. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video, then I think you're going to love what we have next for you. If you want more help building professional websites, you should join the Website Success Club. It's our free community and newsletter that gives you resources like how to build a $42,000 a month website in just 15 minutes using AI, our full PDF guide of the psychology behind successful websites, all of our latest tutorials and updates in building successful and profitable websites. You can find the link to sign up in the description. And again, it's totally free. All right, back to the video. Cool. So now let's move on to editing our navigation menu. So if we come back up here to the top, you can see that we've got a header and we've got a little navigation menu in here. So let's just go ahead and click on this header, and then we'll just click Edit Header. And you can change the layout of this header, like doing a stacked header instead of inline, but I kind of like the classic inline. And if we click on Elements, you can add an extra button here by just toggling this on. So this could be another call to action button, like Work With Me or View My Work, but I'm going to leave it blank. And then if you click on Logo, here is where you can add a logo that will be displayed over here. So I'm just going to click on Replace Image, and then I'll just click Upload Files. And then I'll just upload my black logo. So then I'll just click Select right here. Cool. And then if you just drag the logo width, it will get bigger or smaller. And then if you click on Style, you can change the header background color or make it a transparent header here. But I kind of like the classic white, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Cool. So now let's go ahead and edit the navigation menu up here. But before we do, just make sure that you click Save to save your work. And then we're just going to click on our header again. And instead of clicking Edit Header, we're going to go over here to Edit Navigation. And then you can see our navigation items right over here. Now, if you see this page symbol, that means it's a whole separate page from our home page. And I want to create a navigation menu that when you click on it, it will jump to other sections on our website. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all these. And then I'm going to come down here to add link. And then instead of page, I'm going to change this to section. And now it says that we have no named sections. So let's go ahead and change that. So just go ahead and click cancel. And then we'll come down and rename this section. So we'll just click on it and say edit section. And then just click on anchor. And anchor name will say my work. Just like that. And then we'll come down to the next section. We'll click on it. Edit section, anchor, and then we'll say my services. And then we'll come down and do this section. We'll say about, and then testimonials, my process, and contact. Cool. Now just click save. Now let's go back up to our header, and we'll just click on it, and then we'll say edit navigation again, and then we'll go back down to add link, and then we'll change the page over to section, and then we'll just select our sections. So first we'll do my work, and then make sure you come up here and just rename it to my work, and then just click save. And then we'll just do the same thing for the rest of our sections. Cool. So once you have them all in there, you can just click over here and drag them around to reorder them however you like. And if you click on them over here, they will just jump down to the new sections. Awesome. It's working perfectly. So let's go ahead and click save. Now we can move on to setting up our contact form. Our contact form is going to be the most important tool on our website. Otherwise, people can't hire us. So let's go down to it. And then just click on the contact form. And we'll just say edit form. And you can change the form name here, but it doesn't really matter because nobody's going to see this name. And then here is where you put in your email to make sure that it's going to the correct email address. The one I have in here is perfect, so I'm going to leave it. And you can also go over to fields, and you can change the fields here. You can add a new one by clicking add new form field. And you can do a short text box, paragraph, multiple choice, whatever it is that you want to put in your form. But I think the ones that we have are perfect. It's clean and simple. If you want to edit a form field, just go ahead and click the drop down for it. And I could change this from message to say, tell me about your project. Cool. And it updates right away. And you can also check which fields are required. And you can also edit the button and the style and the animation of the form as well. But I'm going to leave it as is. So our last and final step is to check the mobile responsiveness for our website. Now I know we checked it in the beginning, but we did do a lot of editing, so now we need to check it again. So just go ahead and click on the little mobile symbol. And if we scroll up, we can see what it looks like on mobile, and it does need some editing. You can see a lot of our sections are out of whack now that we've added more text and moved our images around. And whatever you edit on mobile is not going to be affected on desktop, which is pretty great. So you can just click and drag the same way that you would before and resize, just like this. And then we can just center align this text. So we'll just click on it to edit text. And then we'll just go over to text alignment. And we'll just put that in the center. And then same with the ones below it. And now, as I said, whatever you edit on mobile, if you go back to desktop, it's going to be unaffected. It's still going to look the way that you left it, which is really cool. So I'm going to go down this and just reposition things and edit for mobile. Cool. So now my mobile layout is looking a lot cleaner. All you have to do is just drag things around and reposition them. So now we can officially launch our website. And this is super easy to do. All you have to do is just click on Go Live right up here. Cool, your website was now published. So now you can just click View Site. And now, as you can see, we've got our domain name up here, we've got our navigation menu, and everything is working on it. And we've got our sticky header, which is really cool. Everything is looking great. All the animations are looking nice. And it was all done so easy with AI. All right, I really hope you found that video helpful. If you did, please consider giving it a like. It really helps my channel grow. And also, don't forget about the Website Success Club if you haven't signed up already. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this on how to create beautiful websites from scratch, step by step. My name is Dale from Create a Pro Website, and I will see you on the next video.